Hello, this is the first in a series of videos in Scotland. I've been on a right move virtual trip to Scotland. I found some fantastic houses, some in Edinburgh, some out on the islands on the west coast with amazing views. And I'm going to start with a house in Edinburgh that I think has some potential to do some small changes to make a much better layout. So join me to see how I did it. So I found this house in Edinburgh that really appealed to me. Something about the front of it I thought was kind of interesting. This sort of mansard over a garage, nice, interesting entrance here. Sort of 1970s style house that I think is sort of understated, but it's got a lot of good internal space. Quite interesting at the back, quite sort of simple modern architecture. Lovely garden with trees through here. It's got a separate stair, which I think is I never really enjoy buildings that have two separate stairs. Usually because it's a compromise. I think if it was set out like that from the beginning, all good. But when houses get added to over time, the easy route is to stick another stair in to get to somewhere. And I think this house could be fixed. So there's one stair that serves those spaces, and spiral stairs, I think, are generally pretty terrible. Got this massive entrance hall, collection of rugs. But you've got a games room with this fantastic booth seating in here with a good pool or snooker table, separate sort of studies. So there's lots of rooms. I think it generally needs a bit of updating, like the bathrooms and various things if one was to buy it. But I'm not buying it. I'm just going to have a go at redesigning it. And I think the opportunity lies in this sort of link space between the two parts of the house, which is essentially you've got a garage and the games room over here, the glazed entrance porch, and then you come through into this space, which got this massive hallway. I mean, though that bedroom looks quite small, it's still sort of over 12 square meters, so that's even that's a sort of double. But over the back here, you've got a bunch of different rooms, a sort of sitting room. You've got this beautiful garden out here, and then a sitting room sort of stuck in here. So I'm going to try and basically replan that entire area. And then I think upstairs, the principal bedroom's great. Roof terrace, don't really need to do anything with that. That ensuite's vast. I think probably most people now would want some sort of walk-in closet. But I think there's an opportunity to link across here and perhaps even relocate the stair to link across to the games room. So you've got one central stair, perhaps in this location in the middle of the plan, that goes up, serves the games room and the main bedroom, and perhaps sort of partly infills this link. I don't think I'd want to fully infill that link because I think that's part of the character of the house, that you've got this sort of two parts to it, and you can see that from the garden side as well. But actually, some sort of glazed element perhaps in there would still maintain those sort of two brick ends, but provide useful circulation space between them on the upper level. So let's get on with it. So although this house is a fair bit bigger than many of those I've looked at so far on this channel, 485 square metres, a decent size house, the problems with it and therefore the solutions are very similar even to say a 70 square metre 2-bedroom terraced house. And they are that the kitchen utility room is sort of blocking the garden. This is a beautiful mature garden with trees here. It's south facing, so the sun is going to move from the morning round this way into this side of the house. It doesn't really seem to take advantage of that, so I'd like to try and fix that. I think the entrance hall is all a bit convoluted. There's not a clear route and flow through the house, which is another sort of common problem with those. So any house really that needs remodeling. So I think to transform this house, we'll turn this into more of an open space. We'll move the utility room into the middle of the house, so it's in a place where it doesn't necessarily make the most of views. We don't think we need a separate dining room. So we'll turn that into a study, and we'll move the stair over and try and keep this separate living room over here. So I think, look, if we just start at the sort of entrance, first of all, if we turn this into a nice sitting room looking over onto the garden, you wouldn't want a door from a garage into it. So I think I'd just move that from there into there and extend this sort of porch across the front of the house, maybe with a little setback. Put the door sort of here. So maybe the roof goes over this, but the door comes through. And then we could have a screen wall here. We could have like a nice screen so you could see through to the garden from the entrance, perhaps in here, like an internal window. Could have sort of curtains against it that you could close off for privacy in the evenings, but might be quite nice when you come in the front door. I'm not sure we'd keep that door. I think I'd put there and have a sort of a chair or something in the porch here. Good for sort of older folk to take their shoes off. I'm not going to get involved in the detail of the garage. This house is too big. I think there's too much ink to put down, but we'll leave that as it is. This has then got some sort of doors to the garden, a bit like it has, but I'll just widen them up. Then you've got yourself a nice sort of living room. You could have the TV on this wall and sort of arrange the sofa and that as you want. Then in here, I think I'd move the stair. So I'd move this stair from here and I'd get rid of that stair. So we'd have one stair. We'd have a nice, elegant stair that when you come in the front door and through the porch, that's sort of what you see, and that takes you up to the first floor. And you've got a nice window here that presents a nice sort of view of the stair as you approach the house and a view out, importantly. Then this area over here, I think I'd divide into sort of some sort of utility and en-suites and those kind of things. I think this bedroom's got an en-suite here. I'm going to make this a study, and I'm going to make this a bigger kind of guest bedroom, and we're going to have a sort of 2.5 metre by 1.5 metre shower room off of there, something like that. That then I think gives an opportunity to have a sort of maybe 3.5 metres here, and this could be the utility room. Maybe put the door down this end here, like that. And then I think you'd want to, so that's utility room, so you've got back door coming in here, it'd have a window and a door. That bathroom could have a window. Keep all this front the same. Could possibly keep that door there. I'm going to block that door up because in here I'm going to put a cloaks cupboard and a loo. So we'll put how big is that? So we put a wall there. Then that could be probably should have drawn the door first, but that could be your basin and your toilet. And then you could have some doors on here with a nice deep cupboard for coats. Well, we'll just draw it like that for now, but I think there'll be good sort of storage in there. That means I think we get rid of those cupboards and perhaps will we make this room? I think what would you want to leave across here? I want to put a larder and a laundry room in here, so that you don't want to get that too tight in there. So perhaps if we made that overall about 7 metres there, I think here then we could have a sort of larder cupboard there, and that would mean that we could bring this wall down all the way down here. So we have a larder, what that's maybe, well, I think you probably try and keep that wall in there for some of it, just for a sort of structural point of view. So maybe that's the larder, and then the laundry room could have a door maybe there, and that links through to utility room, somewhere like that. And perhaps the study door is here, maybe there, sort of double doors into the study. And you'd have a door to the bedroom, so you've got sort of guest suite tucked away there. That would have a door in there. A shower here, basin and a toilet. Might flip that over so you don't have a shower next to the window. That's then a nice big utility room, and I'd probably put a door into the kitchen from there as well, because I think my kitchen's going to run across this back wall like this. We could sort of disguise doors into the larder and the utility rooms are within the kitchen back run. That means when you come in the back door, if you're coming in with shopping, you can come in to the garden. I mean, I guess if you park the car there, you've got a bit of a trek, but get the delivery man to bring it around the side perhaps. That then gives you a nice space across here, and I think probably would just look to do a bit of opening up across the back here just to get some bigger sort of doors. Feels like there is a good view there, and then I'll try and sort of make that symmetrical across here. Put a bit of wall in there, leave a window there because I think that's quite nice, and I'd put a set of glazed screens that maybe match this glazed screen sort of here. This is the laundry room, utility room, some cupboards all the way around there. That room's got a lot of doors in it, and I think if I was to develop this design further, I'd try and get a better sort of bit of circulation without going through rooms, too many rooms. I think maybe here would be quite nice with some doors, just so you get a sort of view through the house. Glazed doors, you can have your desk here maybe, looking out, or you can have your desk there, you have some bookshelves there and desk there perhaps. I wouldn't have a door there. We've got our nice sort of living room in there, and then we've got just a lot of space here to so I've added a lot of doors around there, mixture of windows and doors, something that you could decide on. And then I just think I'd do a big old island here as a sort of big kind of almost a social type of space, island bar. Have your ovens and things on the back here. There's probably room for a hob and a basin, not a basin, a sink. You've got views from here out across the room, and then you could have a dining table over here perhaps. So this space is sort of one big room, and then you could have a sort of humongous L-shaped sofas in here, and have some sort of smaller chairs. Looking at different bits of the garden, you could have some sort of bookshelves in here and some other chairs in this area. I think the point is just creating a big open space there that deals with all the sort of different things that need to go on in a space like that. You have a sofa here and a couple of chairs here. This room's fairly easy to furnish. See the stairs gone, nice view through, TV could be over there, and you'd sort of fiddle with the chairs a bit. But that gives you a better sort of feeling, I think, a better sort of flow of space through the house. When you're going to come in, you've got much nicer entrance, potential review through to the garden even from there, then a view of an open stair, and then you're into this space, and then you're straight out into the it was on camera, wasn't it? This view straight out into the garden. The top floor, if we put this over the top here, you'll see that the stair sort of sits in that corner there, so it's about 3 metres. That's quite a generous stair. Another bit of paper. And so I think we'll put this stair in here. Coming up there. Right, so in reality it might be a little bit smaller than that, and it gives you a link through then to here. And I think the simple solution is just to flip the bathrooms over, so you end up with maybe divide that in two here. That would be the family bathroom, and then you could have a master bedroom, bathroom, and ensuite here. And then you could have a sort of route through to this space from there, and maybe there's a wall in there that creates a walk-in closet for this room. Some sort of sliding doors to divide it. You've then got a little link through there. Then have a glazed portion through here to link the two rooms, and I think I'd just sort of step that back a little bit. Maybe even step this back a little bit so the line sort of runs through there. That could be a nice sort of glass space. And then really that games room, I'll just keep it as it is. Got that sort of cool sort of sofa, cool but slightly dated retro sofa thing. There's room for a snooker table as we saw. It's got windows at the front. Don't really need to do any more with that one. This space, you could say, is a bit of a waste of space, I guess, but actually that could become quite a nice little seating area up there. Little place to sit. Could be a little office. Could divide it into another little study. So you could put a partition down here. You can definitely move the door to there. In there, and then I don't know, maybe within there we put a toilet just for the games room if you've got a bar. Toilet in there, and it would just have a sort of opaque glass front to it, and then that could, this space could either be a little sitting area with a nice view of the garden, or you could put a glass screen, have a nice little office up there as well. And then this room stays the same. It's got access to the roof terrace. Wouldn't do anything with that. You probably don't necessarily need those cupboards now, but I guess one needs a bit more wardrobe space, so you can have something like that. That then just becomes a nice big, generous. I'll probably try and sneak a separate toilet in there, or at least put it in its own little thing. You could have a basin here, and then this one has a bath and a basin and a toilet there with its door in there, and then this all stays the same. Just cupboards and two really good sized bedrooms. So you certainly don't need to extend a house of this size. This house, the problem with this house, where you could say there are no problems, you might buy it and find it absolutely fantastic, and you could certainly live very happily in it, I'm sure. But if there is a problem, it's about the quality of the space, not the quantity, which is quite common in bigger houses, where it's just a sort of, I think, a bit of a hodgepodge of different things, and designed and built at a time when people sort of lived slightly differently, wanted separate dining rooms and the like. So that gives you lots of opportunity there. The stair comes up, lands there. So we've got really good sort of keep the bedrooms 1, 2, 3. You got 1, 2 downstairs. So we could, this study, you could use that as another bedroom if needs be, and you could even turn that cloaks cupboard into a little bathroom for that one, and have an understair cloaks cupboard, or design some cloak storage into, I don't know, this bit of the garage perhaps. You could take a bit out of there. There's a little cupboard in there for cloaks. One thing that's sort of missing is plant, so water cylinders, probably put those in the laundry room. Utility room in this case becomes a sort of boot room, and as I say, that one of the downsides, one thing I'd try and fix is that At the moment, you're going to come in and get to the hallway, and the rest of the house, other than through the kitchen, you kind of got to go through the laundry room. So I think I'd try and make that work better. But otherwise, I think I'm pretty happy with that. I think that works. That works really quite well. You'd maybe have some sort of cupboards here, so you put the bed in there. You've probably got room for a sofa in that room, so it becomes a little sort of guest suite. You could even put your own door into it if you wanted to, if you wanted to give it a bit of privacy. You could have a sort of door in that cupboard as well. So it has its own back door, which might be good if you've got another member of family living there. And if you had a sort of an elderly relative or something, you could kind of give them that whole suite at the front, make a little kitchenette in here, and make a little self-contained space there without really compromising the rest of the house. I guess then you'd say the top floor has sort of not enough bedrooms. You've only got 3 bedrooms up there, and there'd definitely be a way. I mean, you could put a bedroom in here, couldn't you? Yeah, you could just put a room somewhere in there. And it was still set back, which I think is an important bit of the house, that this link is separate from the two. If you join the two, it just becomes a sort of horrible, great big lump of a building. So, if you keep it set back and do it in glass, sort of reflective, and the shadows make it feel like these two are still separate, and you could get a bedroom into this space somehow. So you could have 4 upstairs, a separate guest suite down here, and you got an amazing house.